Hey everyone, Brandon Dawson here with the Thumbs Up Guys. Today we're diving into 7 common myths about car accidents. These myths could lead to costly mistakes if you're ever in an accident. So stick around to learn the facts and protect your rights. At the end of the day, our goal is to make sure you're informed and empowered to make the right choices if an accident happens to you. Let's start with myth number 1. If it's a minor accident, you don't need to call the police. Many people think, hey, it's just a little fender bender. Why involve the authorities? But here's the truth. You should always call the police, even for a minor accident. You might not realize it, but every state has laws about reporting accidents, especially if there's property damage or someone could have been injured. Even if you feel okay, symptoms of injuries like whiplash or even soft tissue damage can take days to appear. Plus, repair costs might be higher than you initially expect. Not calling the police could lead to fines, penalties, or insurance issues down the line. Protect your rights and cover yourself legally by getting an official accident report, which can be a valuable piece of evidence if you need it. Let me give you an example of a real case I had where somebody thought that they didn't need to call the police. They called us and we said, hey, you need to call the police, and they ended up not doing that. Unfortunately, later down the line, once we contacted the insurance company and were able to set up a claim, the other driver then completely switched their stories. Despite exchanging insurance company, offering remorse for the accident, the other driver then told his insurance company that our client actually put their car in reverse and backed into him. That was not true, but unfortunately, we had a he said, she said situation, and our clients were at a disadvantage, and it delayed their ability to get a rental car, it delayed their ability to get medical care, and ultimately it impacted the amount of money that their case was resolved for. All right, on to myth number 2. If you don't seek medical care right away, it's too late. This one's a little more complicated, but so important. In car accidents, some injuries don't show up immediately. For example, whiplash or internal injuries can take hours or even days to show up. You might feel fine at the scene, but later on you start noticing symptoms. If that happens, don't hesitate. Go get checked out by a medical professional immediately. Remember to let your healthcare provider know about the accident so it's documented, and keep detailed records of your visits. Not only does this protect your health, but it can also strengthen any personal injury claim if you decide to pursue one. The sooner you're evaluated, the stronger your case. One other piece of advice I would add is no matter what doctor you're visiting, if they ask about any injuries, even if you're going to a cardiologist, please make sure you mention your back injury. We have found sometimes when people go and they see one doctor that has nothing to do with their injuries, they don't complain of any back pain. That comes back to haunt them later. Please make sure you report all of your symptoms, even if that doctor isn't the one to treat those. This brings us to myth number 3. You don't need a lawyer. You can handle everything on your own. While you technically can't go it alone, having a lawyer on your side can make a significant difference. Navigating the legal process, dealing with insurance adjusters, and knowing what evidence to gather can be overwhelming, especially if you're recovering from an injury. A personal injury attorney knows the ins and outs of these cases and can help ensure that nothing slips through the cracks. We've seen situations where people miss out on thousands of dollars in compensation simply because they didn't know the full value of their case. Let us handle the legal work while you focus on recovering. Here's a great analogy. If you break your leg, can you set it yourself? Sure. Are you going to do a good job? Probably not. That's exactly what's going to happen with your insurance claim if you don't call a personal injury attorney. All right, myth number 4, believing that your insurance company will take care of everything. One of my favorites. Now, I understand why people think this. You pay premiums, so naturally you expect your insurance to cover you. But here's what you need to know. Insurance companies are for-profit businesses. Their goal is to keep payouts low. We've seen countless cases where insurance companies offer what we call lowball settlements that don't even begin to cover the cost of medical bills or lost wages. They're looking out for their bottom line, not yours. That's why having an attorney can make all the difference. We know how to negotiate with insurance companies to make sure you get the compensation you deserve. Studies by the Insurance Research Council have shown that people who hire an attorney, on average, receive 3.5 times more money even after attorney's fees have been paid. Next, myth number 5. If a traffic law is broken, the person breaking the law is automatically at fault. Not necessarily true. Breaking a law doesn't always mean the driver's solely responsible. Imagine a driver doesn't signal a lane change, but another car swerves into oncoming traffic to avoid them, causing an accident. Even though one driver broke a law, determining fault might be more complicated. Liability in car accidents can vary widely by state. This is another reason why it's important to know local laws and consult with a local attorney. We'll work with you to sort out these details and determine who is actually at fault. Myth number 6, assuming minor accidents can't cause serious injuries. You'd be surprised how common it is for people to ignore injuries after a so-called minor accident, like a fender bender. Even if it's a low-speed impact, you could still end up with injuries like whiplash, a back strain, or even a concussion. If you skip medical attention, you might miss out on an early diagnosis, which can affect your ability to recover later. Trust me, I've seen this happen all too often. So don't take your chances. If you're in any accident, please go get checked out. And remember, early documentation of injuries can be crucial if you end up filing a claim. Make sure to discuss all of your injuries with your doctor, not just the one that's hurting the most. And finally, myth number 7. If you have a pre-existing condition, you can't get compensation for new injuries. Insurance companies love to push this one on you, but it's misleading. Here's the truth. Under the law, they have to take you as you are. So, if an accident worsens a pre-existing condition or causes new injuries, you're entitled to compensation for those. Don't let an insurance company tell you otherwise. In fact, it's very common for someone to have a pre-existing condition that is worsened by either a car accident or a work injury. The real skill involves hiring an attorney that knows how to speak to the doctors to make sure that it's documented that the condition was worsened by this accident. Don't let the insurance company lie to you. Talk to your doctor and call an experienced personal injury attorney. These myths can stand in the way of your recovery and compensation, but now you know the truth. If you've been hurt in a car accident or at work, don't hesitate to reach out. At the Thumbs Up Guys, we're here to help you navigate the process and protect your rights. Get in touch with us today for a free case evaluation, and let's get you the support you deserve. Remember, we're here to make sure your rights are protected and you get the compensation you're entitled to. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.